Okay, Bikini Wellness babes.
So today we're going to be talking about posing and what they're looking for and what they just talked about and what they just released, okay? So in a side pose, they're really saying now not to be really squared off with the judges, right? They're kind of saying to be more emphasis kind of like at an angle right here. You still want to have this arm nice and up and a shoulder pop in, but it's not like you're squared off here, right? Because that really makes your waist
Also,
block.
square off again. See, when she squares off, it makes her very bikini. So it balances out her upper body to her lower body, which makes her more hourglass, which that's not what they're looking for in wellness. They're looking for asymmetrical.
So right there, I'm really sitting into my glute here. Slight bend in the knee to just push into my hammy, but obviously this looks straight. It's not squatty, it's straight, and really waist emphasis on pointed this way. Then my upper body comes around and we're right here.
And also see how upright like she's pulling her chest up, she's keeping her back up. Another thing they said is not to lean that body, like lean your torso forward a bit. Like some girls are kind of like lent a little bit forward, and then same with jump into front pose. Yeah, and now lean forward a little bit. They're saying there's a lot of girls doing this too, like
to get a little bit more emphasis on the glute.
Yeah, so you really want to make sure that back, that chest, everything is pulled back. We'll show you side, but it's your front pose and how you see how she's pretty straight up. Even though her glutes are really far back, she's still. Okay, so a little interruption because Rosie's camera died, so we're back to the phone. So we were just saying too, that was one they don't want to see is any leaning forward in any posing. Another one they said is front pose. Rosie, do your front pose.
This front pose? Or this one?
That one, yeah. This is mandatory, you guys. This is standard mandatory front pose. This is what they want to see. So when they say ladies face to front, this is your pose. No ifs, ands, or buts. So do the alternate front pose. So Rosie used to do this one last year, and they're saying that they don't want to see this in front pose. They want everyone consistent. So it is not really like optional to have this front pose this year. They want to see it consistent across the board because it's just like figure and bodybuilding. You're judged on your poses, and this isn't considered the mandatory front pose.
You can rock it in your individual routine though,
yeah,
if you like to, but mandatory, it's got to be this front pose for wellness.
And another thing to mention, what they don't want to see is they don't want to see a lot of lat flare. So, which Rosie has big lats, that's her pretty neutral. Like in front pose, they want your upper relaxed. Now jump into quarter turn to the right. Okay, so see right there, her upper is pretty relaxed. Now really flare your lat out. That right there, that is more of like a lat flare, which they don't want to see. Your face. So they don't want to see a lat flare.
When I think about to show my lats is I think about showing this little part of my elbow, and then it kind of turns it in, right? If you're out here and showing the upper, like the outer facing, it's gonna look more flared out and it's gonna be more figure us. Whereas right here, it's a little bit more bikini wellness.
Yeah, so those are pretty much what they went over that was at the NPC Women's Workshop that was held in Arizona, and Etela and Renee did the posing for that. So they spoke on that seminar, and that is what they were listed. There was some questions that people had asked, but I just wrote down the pointers of what they wanted to see this year and what they don't want to see. So we are also going to answer some of the questions you guys asked in the question box.